Hello, everybody. My name is Reinaldo Rodríguez. I am a candidate master from Venezuela. Today, we are going to do some tactical training. Really, the modality, it will be in the puzzle rush. There is an option known as the survival mode. My target score there is 47. But for this video, we are going to try to resolve some 40 puzzles if I don't make three mistakes before that. During the solution of those puzzles, I'm going to try to explain the thinking process to take the decisions in, well, we know that those are tactical positions where we have to look for forced move, checks, captures, and threats. As soon as the level starts to increase, probably we need to add new features to the thinking process, like prophylactic thinking and other things. So let's start with this. Play. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. First puzzle. Usually in the first puzzle, there is a lot of background mates. Here we need to see the long move, the rook all the way to the first one, doing the background. Here is more or less the same. We can get the background, mate. Okay, again, all the 3 squares are covered. Another background mate. Okay, here, black to move. I guess that there is a check, attacking the king, and the rook will be hanging. Pieces hanging, tactical motive. Okay, we win the rook and the material seems to be balanced, but black have actually a lot of pounds of advantage, really, specifically two extra pounds. Also, in the moment when we take the rook, we need to notice that white have a check here, and after king a7, there is no more checks available. So no risk of perpetual check. Here we go, another long move, taking the rook. Okay, bishop g4. The queen is hanging. I guess with bishop c4 check, remember consider checks always first, we can create a discovery attack. And the queen is hanging. Well, it's defended with this, but we can capture with the rook, winning material. Here, checkmate in one move. Notice how it looks very simple, but when we play some games, sometimes we just miss the long move. Okay, the queen is on the queen side, can be transferred to the king side. Okay, because there is the battery in the big diagonal. Here, okay, black promote. We have a check here, I guess followed by the checkmate getting the background. Let's see, check. If the king comes here, we cannot get the background because the queen can block here. But we can do check and mate in case that the king goes to this sector of the board. So we can do background, mate, or keys of that. Check. Okay, now time to get the background, I guess, because f7 is covered by the pawn. Okay, kings and pawns hanging. King to h4. The material, well, is not balanced. White have an extra pawn, but black have the possibility to capture the pawn. The idea of capture the pawn is not really restore the material balance. It's just kick the lateral opposition, because in that way, this king needs to be in front of the pawn, blocking the advance. So here we go. The idea will be take this, and later push the pass pawn. Really, we are looking for the creation of a pass pawn. Okay, king to h5. I guess that king f3 takes, and black should promote first. Also, as it's a lateral pawn, if the pawn will be very advanced, maybe white have some chance to make a draw, but this is not the case, because really white needs a lot of move. Takes, and we can promote first. Okay, here there is a checkmate in 2 move, I guess. Check and mate. Okay, there is a lot of weakness on the data. So remember, opposite color bishop position, usually the game used to be very sharp. We have a forced mate in 2 move. Check, mate. Okay, here we have intersection pawn on f7, I guess followed by queen f8 checkmate. Okay, queen to g4. This is a case of remove a defender. The queen is defended by the knight. We can remove the defender with check, and later the queen will be hanging. Okay, rook takes. We have the check with the queen, and later we can take the bishop. Seems to be like we have the fork to recover the rook, but we will not do anything taking the rook because the material disadvantage is overwhelming for white. So white really needs to checkmate the king. Okay, black did a counterplay here. So we have a checkmate in one move, but we need to find a location for the king where he cannot be attacked again. So I guess that king to the corner is a good move because the unique possible check, it could be queen e4 and this square is covered by the knight. So I guess that, yep, into the corner, unique check. Let's take the queen. Okay, here, queen to g4. Here we have control this diagonal, and if we take this diagonal, that will be a checkmate. Well, because the queen, it will be like a light square vision. But this square is covered by the queen. Really, we are looking for the control of this diagonal. Taking the invasion square to e6, it looks like the more natural way to do that. But notice how we need to do another long move. And apart from being a long move, it's also a transversal move, getting the control of the diagonal. During that process, black is going to block with the bishop, with the queen, but we can take both pieces doing the checkmate at the end. So transversal moves are always very difficult. Let's capture the first pieces and the second one. Okay, king to f7. Here we have probably more or less the same pattern, that both diagonals open. So far, this sequence of puzzles are being kind of didactical because the sequence follow more or less a similar idea. Really, is a unique check available in the position. After that, the king can come here and the queen can get the invasion square on g8, followed by bishop here, and queen takes because the queen will be supported by the bishop. So here we go. Okay, he blocked with the rook. Let's take with the less valuable pieces, taking the control of the diagonal again. Okay, here we have a output for the queen on g7. Intersection point is defended by the queen, but the queen is overloaded because needs to protect e6. Again, we have, the pattern of attacking both diagonals. After bishop takes, if the king goes to f8, we can take the invasion square. Notice the importance of the long move, transferring the queen from the queen side to the king side, all the way until the background. So let's take. Okay, now with the sacrifice of the bishop, we are deflecting the queen outwards. Okay. Well, in Kings and Pawns, Sengen is sometimes it may be a little bit confusing, the orientation of the board. Well, this is a check. First of all, because of the sum. White is promoting here, but we need to move the king somewhere. Here, I guess that, black is promoting, so after king here, black is going to push. But after the advance, maybe we cannot come back to c7 because black can promote with check one of the pawns and later the other queen. So let's see. Oh, but I can just capture this pawn because I am inside the box of the other pawn. So probably this is a little bit more simple. Let's take the pawn. Okay, black is trying to promote, but I can control the pawn and black is out of the box. Okay, here, maybe another background. Well, a staircase mate. I can capture with the rook, covering the 7, and later the other rook can take the background with checkmate. Checks, captures, and threats. Remember, more force than a check is check plus capture. Do this. Okay, mate. Okay, wait me a second to put my phone in silence. Okay, what we have here, white took a rook in the background, I guess. So, okay, I lost the concentration a little bit. Somebody's calling me here. Okay, let's see. Well, the queen is attacking on h2. Also, I can capture this rook maybe with the knight or with the rook. How is the material here? Okay, now I can see. The idea is that if I follow the principle, taking with the less valuable pieces, white can just take the invasion square here with a checkmate in one move. I cannot take with the knight. I need to take with the rook. And after the trade of the rooks, I can capture with the knight because the difference will be that the fa square is going to be available for the king. So let's do this. And the king just escaped. Okay, let me put the phone in silence. Block this. Okay. King to b4. Well, black have an extra pawn. Past pawns must be pushed. Also, I can notice that white is going to promote with check. So here there is really not too much to think, because if I move the king, I need 1, 2, 3, and 4 tempos. If I push, but of 5 moving the king, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the same number of moves. But pushing this pawn, I will do a check. That will be very important. So let's just push and check. Okay, bishop takes g4. Here I can play rook g7 check. The king have to go to h5. I can use the f7 square with the bishop. The king needs to go to h4, and there a backward, very elegant backward move, bishop g3 with a checkmate. Okay, here we have this move. I can push the pawn, and after king to h6, queen to the corner with a checkmate. If king f7, check and mate on g7, because we will create an output for the queen there. Okay, well. Okay, queen here. This is a case, probably remove a defender again. We can take on d4, and after queen takes, we can take on e3 with check, in between move, also known as intermediate move. So let's remove the defender. The queen is hanging. White took here, in between move. And now let's take the queen, winning pieces. Okay, pawn takes on c5. How is the material? What is the trick here? This bishop is hanging. It looks like it's just a bishop hanging. Why not take the pieces for free? Okay, I cannot see any trick. Why don't have any? So well, that was a case of a hanging pieces, really. Okay, pawn takes here. There is no checks available, but we have a lot of weakness on the data square. So here, the alternative are bishop a6 to create intersection pawn on g7, but that square can be defended with the queen, with the black queen along the 7th rank, as soon as black push the f pawn forward. So maybe taking the pawn on c3, we can try to enable the corner, because push the pawn will not be enough to defend the 7th rank, because we have two options. Creating the battery, we can get two different invasion squares, the 7th rank and the back rank. So let's do this. Now I should take. Okay, here, well, taking with the bishop to renew the threat. And now let's recover the exchange with many pawns of advantage. Here, I would like to do a check to win the rook, but the square is covered by the queen. So let's just take the pawn. Okay, king to g3. Well, here, my first feeling for this is that the white king have a lot of space. So there is a very strong output here. We should try to see, okay, what we can do. Probably, well, black needs to win using this pass pawn, but the pawn cannot advance directly. If I am interested in using this pawn, I should try to find a way to push it. I have a check here and a check on g1. If check on d3, the king can come back blocking the pass pawn. The other alternative, it will be rook g1, king to h2. I can do rook g2, king to h1, and then I can take the pawn on f2, creating two connected pass pawn. That looks really very, very strong. I think that white have some checks here, but the king have a lot of squares. I'm going to select rook g1, because that is probably the most efficient way to push the pass pawn. And let's take here. Here, when we calculate, it's a little bit unclear, because it will be white to move, and probably white will have no time to try to create a corner. But rook takes, for example, let's say f6. I can push g3. He take the rook, and I can do the checkmate, because I will create a background mate. So let's take. Okay, well, the puzzle stop. Maybe a kind of premature resignation. So here, if I block the check with the queen, that it looks like the most natural move, black can probably capture on f1 to force a recapture and later promote the queen, but there I can just capture the queen with the rook again. So I think queen g3 looks like a good move to kick the pressure on the queen and also over the rook. I was a little bit concerned initially about this counterplay, but it should be okay, I guess. So mistakes. Okay, everything is under control. Here, 95, taking an output, attacking the queen on g4, but leaving the queen hanging as well. So, well, let's see. I would like to do a check to remove the target and let her win the queen. But, okay, black have 3 pieces, white have 3 pieces. If I take the queen, he take my queen, but I will take the knight. He take my bishop, I will take a knight. So really, I guess that just, trading pieces at the end of the variant, I can win material. Let me just verify. Okay, queen h4, g3, so maybe that don't change too much. So I'm going to take the queen. I'm going to take the knight, and I'm going to take the knight, winning material. White can capture on a7. This is something that I didn't see, but after king b8, the invasion square will be covered. So extra pieces for black. Okay, bishop takes h6. Well, this now the solution of this puzzle is very elegant because we have checks, captures, and threats. We have a check here, but this is covered. We have a check here, but the king escaped. But actually, we have a backward move to create this transversal move winning material because the bishop on a6 it will be an intersection point. So backward move, long move, and transversal move. So, well, in a real game, it's a kind of difficult puzzle, okay? Because remember, we need to develop global vision of the board. Let's do this. Okay, he blocked, but the bishop is hanging. Let's take. Okay, rook to d8. White to move. I just noticed that, well, white have a queen of disadvantage, but there is 2 minor pieces for the queen. So jumping with the knight here, white is attacking the queen, taking the outputs, and creating a lot of threats, around the black king. So I think 95 is suggested by itself, I guess. So let's go for that, because in this position we have material disadvantage. So really we need to play very active. Here we go. Okay, queen b7. I can take the invasion square with the rook. That looks because I have the check on f6, but if I do the check, I will lose the support here. So probably it would be good bring more pieces in the attack before do something too committal. So c7, okay, he took. I am winning the queen back with 2 pieces for a rook. Yeah, an amazing coordination. So, okay, bishop d6. What we have here? Okay, fool's mate pattern. Okay, the queen can get h5 with check. The king have to go to fa, I guess, or da. If da, bishop takes g5. If fa, well, if king fa, I cannot see anything clear. So let's see. Okay, also there is a x-ray here. The rook is attacking the king, throw the pawn and the bishop. If I remove both blockers, I can create something interesting. Actually, I am thinking in queen takes f5, pawn takes, and bishop d4 check, winning the queen back and winning material. So I think this should be the move, and bishop d4, and winning material. Okay, rook to d8. Checks, captures, and threats. We have a check here on h5, and the queen will be hanging. So black needs to play king fa to protect the queen. I can do queen a6. If the king goes to g8, I have a checkmate on g7. The king have to go to e8, and then I can take the outputs again, winning the queen. So check, check, taking the outputs, covering this square, and winning the queen. Okay, rook on d3. Well, here we have another pin, so the knight really cannot leave that. Okay, I can take the rook. He's going to take the queen. I'm going to take the queen. He's going to take the rook, but I can capture on c7 with check, forking the king and the knight. That it will be on c1, winning material. Let's go for this. Okay, d4. Well, let's see. Clearly, black is attacking on the king side. The material is balanced at the moment, but there is no knight on f3 defending the kingside castle. Without knight on f3, we need to be ready for combinations. The first move that comes to my mind is bishop takes on h3. This is known as demolition of the defense, destruction of the defense. After that, the queen takes and the g4 square, it will be available for the knight, I guess. Maybe white can play knight f3, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, king g1, and maybe f3. F3 looks quite powerful, but okay, this is a move that we need to do. Okay, he took here, but we have the discovered attack, discovered check within the queen, I guess. Let's see, bishop takes g2, king takes, f3. This looks much more simple, I guess. Okay. Queen here. I am thinking immediately in this check to win the queen, but that square is covered by the rook. So also I have another check on e3, the unique square available. It will be king c4, but after that I can do check, forcing the king to go to the b file, followed by rook b7 check. He can block with bishop b5, but let's see. Actually, queen e3 is a unique check available in the position. So sometimes you can just make the initial, because there is no more options. So, okay, now we can think again. So let's see, rook c7 check. It looks again like the unique check available in the position because there is no checks with the queen. So I'm going to do the unique move. Okay, I have another check here on c5, king a6. Okay, also I have b7 check, but I need to, because I can win the queen, but maybe I have a checkmate here. I would like to do the checkmate. Queen c5, king a6. But after that, I cannot see any check with the rook. If I do a check with the queen can come back. So let's win the queen. Oh, wow. I didn't see this move. Okay. Luckily, I have this move to avoid. Okay, here we have like in the lesson of the Ponciani's opening, we explain a little trick with queen a4 check, winning the pieces here. So we have the check immediately, but he can block with the queen. So let's capture the pieces, and the knight is hanging, and we have the same check in a theoretical version of the Ponciani's opening. If you don't see the video yet, look in the list. It will be very interesting. So queen a4, pieces hanging. Okay, here bishop h3. Let's see. Well, black is looking for queen f3, doing the checkmate on g2. I need to play very active here. I have the possibility to capture on c5. He's going to play queen f3, but after that I can capture on f7, forcing queen f7, bishop f7, king takes, and later bishop takes on d6. I guess that looks good. Bishop takes c5, because any other alternative, well, the is hanging. Okay, this is the plan, but I can prevent the checkmate taking on f7. I think white is going just to win maybe a pawn there, maybe, but stopping all the attacking chance for black. I am looking for something a little bit more decisive, but don't look like we have something like this in the position. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this. Okay, I cannot stop the checkmate, but I can sacrifice the queen here. Check. Now let's see what we can do here. I can capture on d6 and later win the pawn on e4. A pawn is a pawn. I'm going to take it. Okay. Here we have another case of transversal move. Check. Getting the intersection point on f6. The knight is hanging there. So check. Okay. How to take here? I can take with the queen, or I can take with the knight. So by principle, I would like to take with the knight. So, but we need to calculate as well for the opponent force move, checks, captures, and threats. My queen on e5 is hanging. If I take on f6 with the knight, my opponent is going to do a long move, taking the pawn with check, winning my queen hanging on e5. So this is a case of an exception of the rule. I need to capture with the queen to avoid half pieces hanging. And also, I am offering a trade of queens. We need material. Okay, we need 2 more puzzles to get the goal. So, queen d5. Here is attacking the rook. I can capture the bishop hanging on g5, but he is going to take the rook. So let's see what we can do here. I am looking in this check. He's going to move the king, and I can play bishop b7, attacking the queen. He needs to move the queen, and later I can capture the bishop hanging, but thanks to the intermediate move, I will be able to protect the rook. I think that is the sequence of moves. Because when I play bishop b7, really he cannot move the queen somewhere to defend the dot square bishop. So here we go. Well, he blocked with the rook. I have some bishop c5 options to win an exchange, but having the possibility to win a piece, I don't want an exchange. I want the piece. Okay? I cannot capture the bishop yet because now my queen is hanging, so I guess that I can trade queens and later take the pieces hanging. Okay, the last one. Kings and pawn, and well, this is 39. Probably we need 2 more. So here, f6, black to move. Well, this puzzle is tricky because I don't know yet if I need to play to win or to make a draw. Really, taking the pawn after king takes, there is no option to make a draw. So I guess that I cannot trade my pawn. I can push, and I will be promoting with check. White is going to try to do this to stop the pawn, but after b3, king d2, king here. Well, let me talk correctly. King a3, king c1, king a2. I will be ready to do check, and so let's push. Okay, if I push directly, he can play king c2. I cannot push, so I'm going to move the king. He's going to push. I'm going to push my pawn, king c2, king a2, and the promotion will be with check. Okay, I can promote not a knight to do a check for sure. So let's go with the queen. Okay, this is the puzzle number 40 to complete the goal. Here immediately I am looking for checks and checks, sacrificing the rook, sacrificing the queen. Don't be afraid of sacrifice your pieces if you can kick the initiative and attack the enemy king. So here, let's see. The queen is under attack. What we can do here? Queen f4, rook h1. Well, rook h1 check, but I don't have later the invasion square available. Queen f4. Yeah, this is not too easy to me because I cannot see any forced move available immediately. Let's see. Well, how is the material here? Black have an extra pawn, I guess. I can do something, a defensive move like rook d4 maybe, but thinking that this is a tactical puzzle, that don't look like a good move in this situation. Let's see. Queen f4, queen b1. Queen f4 is not possible. The forehand is covered by the rook. Maybe interference? What about bishop c4 to kick some options to play queen f4 check? Because he have a check here, but after king to a6, there is no more checks available. I really like this move, I guess, because check, also I can play bishop f7, but really I don't want to play bishop f7. It's really more about be able to do the check on f4, I guess. So I can play bishop c4 or also rook d4, but if I am thinking in attack the king, I really need this rook here. This is puzzle 40. Notice that this move don't create any threat. You know, it will be a kind of quiet move, giving to white the possibility to take the initiative, and also it's a backward move to do interference. So check, king to a6, and there is no bishop d2 or something like that. I think I'm going to try this move. I'm not sure, but I don't see anything forced here. So let's do this. Okay, it was the move. Now where to move the king? I can go to g5, but there is a couple of checks. So I think that the king on a6 is going to be pretty safe, in my opinion, because there is no more checks available. Okay, he took the bishop. Now I can win the rook. There is bishop d2 check, but that is covered by the rook. So. Okay, well, with this we finish with the goal. Remember, the idea of this is just share with you the how we need to distrust in the opponent. Even despite we managed to accomplish our idea, we need to keep pushing ourselves to calculate more and more, looking for the optimal variant always. So, well, guys, I hope you enjoy these kind of videos. Let me know if you want more of this. Really, we have a lot of time without do this. I think it took like more or less 30 minutes, the resolution of 40 puzzles. I highly recommend the survival mode in chess.com, because in that way you can spend all the time that you need to try to do the best move always, in order to create good chess habits when you play a real game. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in a new video. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you very much. Bye.